Representative Wazlawik, welcome. You're on the committee. Would you like to move your bill, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will move House File 1166.
So we have your bill before us, Representative Wazlawik. Welcome. I mean, you're here every time, but welcome this morning. And please tell us about what you're working on here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So folks may be familiar with this from the last round of legacy funding, but just want to talk more about this and some of the changes we've made. So in the land of 10,000 lakes, outdoor recreation, especially on our lakes and other bodies of water, is part of our culture. Many of us grew up swimming, fishing, tubing, and doing other water activities with our families and friends. Unfortunately, not everyone in our state has the skills needed to be safe when they're participating in these water recreation activities. In the US, drowning is the second leading cause of death and injury among children ages 1 to 14 years old. Each year, approximately 830 children die as a result of unintentional drowning, and about 3,600 non-fatal injuries occur to children under 14 years old due to near drowning incidents. Home swimming pools are the most common site for drowning, but open bodies of water like lakes are where most of the other drownings happen. As we sort of have talked about in the past with this bill, disparities exist in drowning rates in the US and in Minnesota, with kids of color, particularly African-American kids, having a higher drowning rate than other folks in the community. We also know that disparities exist in who knows how to swim. For example, 79% of children in homes with incomes less than $50,000 have little to no swimming ability. And research shows that 64% of African-American children, 45% of Latino children, and 40% of Caucasian children have little to no swimming ability. There's clearly a need to do more to ensure that every Minnesota child can participate in the water recreation activities that are a big part of our culture in Minnesota, in the Midwest, and House File 1166 helps with this problem. This proposal provides funding for scholarships to help low-income and at-risk children have access to swimming lessons so that they can develop those skills and the knowledge they need to be safe around water when they're participating in these activities. I did want to point out a few changes that we made to the language in the bill this year. We changed things so that eligible applicants are not required to partner with other entities. There was a little bit of difficulty with that provision in the bill last time around, and so we wanted to make that clear. And then also just putting a cap on funds. We want the vast majority of these funds to go to those scholarships, but we also know that sometimes there is a need to train folks on the water safety instruction so that they can then provide that instruction to the kids. So wanted to acknowledge that, but also make sure that most of this money was claimed towards the scholarship. And I do have a testifier here to talk a little bit more about the proposal.
Thank you, Representative Wazlawik. I thought it was really a great addition to the bill last cycle, and I mean, it's just it's amazing to what a treasure our lakes and waters are, but we certainly don't want people to be in danger or to be in fear. So thank you for your leadership on this. Miss Kinsler?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning,
to
Chair.
our committee, and please introduce yourself and go ahead when you're ready, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Shannon Kinsler. I'm the Senior Association Aquatic Director for the Y of the North, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Minnesota State Alliance of YMCAs. Mr. Chair and members of the committee, I'm here today to testify in support of House File 1166, the 10,000 Lakes, 10,000 Youth Water Safety Program. I come before you today as a representative of the Minnesota State Alliance of the YMCAs and serve in the role as Senior Association Aquatic Director for Y of the North. Unfortunately, we've presented this information to this committee prior in 2019, and sadly, the loss continues. Drowning affects all races and genders. However, it is also part of the structural inequality of life of people of color, and especially Black people. And yes, COVID only made things worse. In 2020, Minnesota again saw an increase in numbers of fatal drownings at 44, 9 more than 2019, and the highest after 2011. June 16th was most noted day recorded over the summer, with 4 near drownings on the same day in the city of Minneapolis alone. While we're aware that Minnesota is home to more than 10,000 lakes and other outdoor sizable bodies of water, but in fact, we always like to begin with the safety conversations by pointing out that the world is 71% water all over, and children are 100% curious. As stated, drowning still remains a real threat to our young people, only behind car accidents for that ages 1 to 14. There's also the disparity of people who have near drownings, which usually lead to severe brain damage and other long-term lifelong disabilities. So I wanted to return to the inequities of affecting Black people. Similar to our state's achievement gap, there's also a drowning gap. Black children are 3 times more likely to drown than their white peers. And that goes back to the stats that were already explained, that African-American children, Hispanic and Latino children have little to no swimming ability in contrast to their white peers. And then we know that, again, economics is a huge part in that role. 79% of children possess little to no swimming ability if their annual household income is less than $50,000. As a state leader in water safety, the Y believes that this reality is unacceptable, and there's always opportunities to make a change. That's where the good news is. Formal swim lessons reduce the likelihood of child drowning by 88%. And while we know no children are ever safe in the water, they always need supervision, but we know swim lessons go a long way to make them safer in, on, and around water. And then we also know that safer children then turn into safer adults, which should have an impact on the drowning rates related to boating and swimming as adults, which are very high also. For these reasons, as a statewide nonprofit led by local volunteers, the YMCA again supports the 10,000 Lakes, 10,000 Youth Water Safety Program. And specifically, the bill would provide $500,000 for organizations to fund swimming lessons for 10,000 low-income and at-risk children around the state. And yes, the limited funds for hiring and training water safety instructors or lifeguards is necessary. The money would be available to a wide variety of organizations, community eds, park and recs, Girl Scouts, YMCAs, anybody who offers nationally recognized curriculum for swim lessons. And then obviously the criteria would be determined by the Commissioner of Education. And we are excited that it would not require a partnership with other organizations. We do believe this bill is scalable. So we understand that there might be limited funds, and we still believe that any amount of money, even $100,000, could provide 2,000 children with swimming lessons. It's important to note that swimming, considered in the context of childhood obesity, is very prevalent, but swimming is a good thing for them. It involves a full body workout, combining cardiovascular and strength exercises. It's a lifetime sport. Many adults continue to swim, and it's good for them. It can reduce the risk of stroke, heart attack, diabetes, some cancers, lowers resting heart rates, blood pressure, and really improves cholesterol levels. For these reasons, in addition to desire to support our children, the bill is also endorsed by the Minnesota for Healthy Kids Coalition. Abby's Hope also endorses this bill as they have similar goals to keep kids safe in pools and waters, drain entrapment, but also making sure that they understand swimming ability and safe in and around the water. While we'll never know how many drownings we prevent, but without reservation, we can declare that this bill will save the lives of children and adults in Minnesota. And it's for that reason that we ask you to support this legislation. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today. I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the work you're doing with our youth. Representative Wazlawik, before I get to member questions, or is there any? Sure, you're good. Any member questions?
Yep, we're good.
I don't see any. So Representative Wazlawik, would you like to renew your, or any final comments, and then you can renew your motion, please. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yep, just want to reiterate, the purpose of this is really to encourage and get kids engaged, especially in the outdoor recreation programs and the ways that we can be involved in, especially water recreation. I have fond memories of fishing myself as a child, but also in my work outside of the legislature in our child care program, teaching kids how to fish. And being there to help them do that, tubing down the river as a kid. So just, really want other kids to have the opportunity to engage in water recreation opportunities that exist in our state. and want to make sure that they can do that safely. So would appreciate the support of members as we move forward in the process. Thanks.
Thank you, Representative. With that, Representative Wazlawik renews her motion that House File 1166 be laid over. The bill is laid over. Thank you, Representative Wazlawik, and Ms. Kinsler. Thank you for the work with our youth, keeping them safe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.